Introducing first, representing Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 192 pounds, JaXon Argos.
JaXon Argos had 2019 to rise to heights he'd never seen before, and in many ways that IWC title was his security blanket. It was his validation. It was what he used to remind himself he was better than everybody around him and surpassed all of his peers. But ever since losing that championship to Jack Pollock, Argos has come crashing down, and many people are questioning the psychological state of JaXon Argos present day.
I mean, I didn't think you would ever get a point where you would say, I have to question JaXon Argos' mental state even more, and yet here we are. He wasn't exactly the tightest wrapped of the burritos to begin with, and ever since the fall from the top, I mean, you've been backstage with him. He's twitchy, he goes off on tangents, he's moody, sometimes he's willing to talk to you and be friendly, sometimes he won't acknowledge that you're speaking directly to him.
And still as outspoken and in your face as ever about how good he is, but is he trying to convince us or himself?
And his opponent from Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing in at 260 pounds, Jeff Cobb.
We have seen Jeff Cobb operate as a gun for hire, recently surfacing in All Elite Wrestling, helping Chris Jericho, the AEW World Champion, and his rivalry with Jon Moxley. If Cobb can step to one of the most dangerous and unpredictable men in all of the sport, what could he possibly do to JaXon Argos if Argos is not 100% focused?
I mean, I absolutely agree. You want to talk about the top tier of independent wrestling today, you are looking at that man. There are few that climb to the heights that man has achieved, and he can only go higher. And he is facing JaXon Argos in probably the most brittle state I have seen JaXon Argos ever be in. Not necessarily physically, but the whole package, mentally, conceptually.
I think bottom line is, Jay Worth, tell me if you agree or not, Argos' career is at a major crossroads, potentially a turning point, and how tonight or maybe the next couple of months go for Argos could determine his ultimate future.
I mean, I would say the biggest thing to take right now is that JaXon Argos needs this win. Jeff Cobb does not.
I'd agree with that, but at the same time, Jeff Cobb wants it.
Oh, I'm not saying he's going to half-step at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the mentality between the two, you will be able to see the difference.
Because if I'm Jeff Cobb right now, I want to conquer the wrestling world. AEW superstar, Ring of Honor star. He won the Ring of Honor Television Championship in record time, under a minute or two, when he beat Punishment Martinez, his very first time out of the chute. And Jeff Cobb would love to find his way, Jay Worth, back into the Super Indy tournament sooner than later.
And frankly, if you want to get into the Super Indy tournament, a win against JaXon Argos has to count toward that.
Oh, it's huge. A former multiple-time Super Indy competitor.
And, I mean, let's be honest, you get to take a crack at him when he's not 100%.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's an interesting question here, Jay Worth. Argos' mindset, will it help or will it hurt him? Certainly he wants this very badly. Will this serve as a motivating factor, or is it one of those situations where you're going to try so hard you might outsmart yourself? Because stylistically, this does not serve JaXon Argos. JaXon Argos is not accustomed to such a power game. We've seen Argos face the likes of maybe a Wardlow in the past, and Argos can outsmart you, but can he out-technique you? Can he out-power you? Can he out-finesse you? That's, to me, a wide-open question.
I mean, sure, I agree with everything you're saying. The thing is, I don't know that anyone is ever prepared for the – you look at Jeff Cobb and you realize he's strong, he's put together, but he is he is what Arn Anderson referred to as an endomorphic man. He is a core of strength. It is not just the limbs that are strong.
Yeah.
And you are never quite used to dealing with someone that size. And then you take on the speed and the ability and, frankly, the personality.
And Jay, I got to point out, Jeff Cobb mocking JaXon Argos a moment ago. That's only going to rent more space in the head of the former IWC champion.
And then JaXon Argos mocking Jeff Cobb, mocking JaXon Argos. So
it volleys back and forth. A aggressive collar and elbow tie-up. You make a great point about Argos. That thick frame, that low center of gravity that helps Jeff Cobb become such a suplex machine and able to manhandle you. See, Argos trying to get a shot in. I think that was a feeling out process. What have you got? What's this going to do? All it did was make Jeff Cobb start his ignition and go full throttle straight forward, and Argos was ready to find an out.
I mean, I admire JaXon Argos that he wants to test that envelope. I don't know that would be the path I would take against a man like Jeff Cobb.
Well, I don't know if Argos has solutions to the problems, but he's got to do whatever he can to try to find something here. In Argos' mind, certainly, a loss here sends him further down the rankings. Argos had a chance to fix all of this, Jay Worth, when he came out at the 16-bit challenge. But Argos fell short of two-peating in that matchup. And one shot from Cobb. You saw what one shot from Argos did, Jay Worth. Contrast that to what one shot from Cobb did to JaXon.
Like I said, you are never used to the strength of a man like Jeff Cobb. And the thing is, I've spoken before about how JaXon Argos finds a way to win. He has multiple strategies. When his mind is running 100%, he can find a path to victory almost inherently. Wow. The issue is Jeff Cobb has been, for as short of a career as he has had, he has been all over the world and back again. He is well versed in lucha libre. He's well versed in American style pro wrestling. That didn't work.
Check out the power. Argos tried to rotate over to a Hurricane Rana. Cobb went powerbomb. Argos out of the way, got caught again.
He has been.
Wait, this could be the Tour of the Islands.
No,
just midair. What is this? Oh, we'll find out. Argos out of the way. Paddle counter roll coming up. Cobb hangs on. Pub kick connects, but Cobb's still on his feet. Oh, huge takedown.
And there's that power. And Argos, a little bit of ego there, wanting to show I can take it. I can get back up.
Trying to maybe match Cobb as far as who's the better man, who can withstand it more. And Argos can make everything right. Argos, the past couple of months, may, in essence, go away if he could just find a way in this matchup. But the key word there is a very, very big if.
And that very big if is named Jeff Cobb. That JaXon Argos looked like he was hugging an oversized teddy bear. He just had no leverage on Jeff Cobb.
You're talking about the stylistic nature of Cobb and across the board proficient. Frequent stops in New Japan. An Olympic representative for Guam once upon a time.
Yeah, he wrestled in the Pan Am Games. He is well versed in pro race. He's well versed in King's Road.
Argos.
And he can just throw you.
Yeah, Argos shot out of that corner like a cannon. That whiplash-like effect that shows you the power that Cobb displays.
Ooh, and a focused chop.
And Argos tried to psych himself up, but nothing doing lateral press, and Argos gets the shoulder up.
Psych up while falling down.
Yeah, well, the mind was willing, but the body not so much. For the ride, Argos hangs on. Nice defensive move by Argos to low bridge. Tried to create some distance, but Did that time. At least has Cobb on the floor. Can Argos shake some cobwebs and regroup? No pun intended, cobwebs.
And Argos trying to convince himself that this is a good idea.
Argos going to take a chance.
Nope.
And I'm not sure if that was Argos' intention or if he decided to play it safe and not throw the Hail Mary. But either way, Argos does a little bit of damage, but will it be enough?
He got a little of that double axe handle. I don't know that that was quite as effective as had he just thrown his body into Jeff Cobb. But I don't know that throwing your body into a man the size of Jeff Cobb would have mattered.
Well, and that's a great question. I feel like you got to throw caution to the wind and make a few risky plays to put Cobb in a defensive predicament. If you come in cautious or tentative, I think Cobb will be all over that. And Cobb has the former champion elevated. Argos counters it. Cobb hits the post. And that may be the opening Argos was waiting for.
I was going to say, we're finally seeing a sign of weakness in Jeff Cobb, a sign of injury.
And Jayworth, if Argos wins this by a count out, that's still a win in the books. That counts.
Well, he will happily take a count-out win against Jeff Cobb.
Especially with everything Jeff Cobb's been doing lately. AEW, part of the big Super Card of Honor in April. Anybody that beats Jeff Cobb now, that's a big headline. And the axe kick as Argos catches Cobb coming back in. Cobb was not going to stay down for 10 and won't stay down for 3 that time. Argos getting maybe a tad bit frustrated.
Well, it almost looks like he's trying to figure out what the next part of the plan is. Like perhaps he has exhausted what he thought would work. To be fair, run a guy's head into a piece of steel a couple times is a good plan.
Running your mouth and then hitting an Islander in the head, not so much.
Yeah, I don't know that you want to trade headbutts with a man like Jeff Cobb.
And credit to Argos who adjusts quickly and could maybe sense Cobb had an opening and shuts it down right away. Notice the wide base, the distance between the legs of Argos to try to get that leverage to keep Cobb down as much as possible. But that thick frame, that weight advantage that Jeff Cobb possesses, what do you think it is, 40, 50 pounds he's got on Argos? Comes into play.
40, 50 pounds, maybe just with one leg.
There's a cover by Argos, 2 count only.
I think Argos weighs as much as Jeff Cobb's shadow. Look at Jeff Cobb.
Well, you're not wrong there as far as just the imposing presence.
Any bigger and he would have his own gravitational system. He has a density to him.
Well, is it a dense move to try to throw strikes at Jeff Cobb?
Of course it is. But what are you going to do?
Well,
that's what you're in there for.
Cobb has slowly made his way to his feet and one forearm to the jaw, and Argos is absolutely rocked.
Oh, paging Dr. Baker. Good Lord.
Argos out on his feet. The belly release.
Up and down.
The pumping of the hips, the release on the execution. It is an absolute suplex machine in play when Jeff Cobb is in his element.
When I talk about how dangerous Jeff Cobb is, you're getting to see a taste of it right now. Size, speed, and understanding of what he possesses.
Yeah, we've analyzed strategy a lot in this matchup. Jeff Cobb's strategy doesn't change. It's do what Jeff Cobb does best. And nobody there in the elbow. Cobb took a second or two too long. Argos is resourceful. He's always been aware of his surroundings. Oh, no.
Oh, count him off.
You lose a perfectly good elbow pad that way. JaXon 5 coming up. Argos digging into what he knows works for him.
Oh.
And no dice. That fifth JaXon is always a doozy.
Yeah, that's Tito for you.
And now Cobb. Hard scoop slam. Oh, wait a second.
He doesn't have the elbow pad.
No elbow pad, but maybe some of the same panache to it nonetheless.
Oh, no!
The People's standing moonsault does not pay off. Argos, I think Argos did a brilliant thing, whether he meant to or not. He baited Cobb into showmanship, and that's where Argos will win every time. Overhead neck breaker.
Argos stringing attacks.
He's got a shot. He's got a shot near fall.
Stay on him, kid. Now's your chance. I understand you've used a lot of energy. Now is not the time to slow down. Tap into that reserve and stay on top of Jeff Cobb. There you go.
And Argos now firing away with these right hands. Jay, where sometimes a man is most dangerous when he has nothing left to lose. In JaXon Argos' mind, that might be the case right now. This could be win at all costs.
This is, if this was a poker game, this is him looking to go all in.
Well, Argos
splash,
trying to use that body weight, and Jeff Cobb just sits up. Jeff Cobb, like he's getting out of bed, sits up with a JaXon Argos in his grip.
Up.
And where does Argos go? Anywhere Cobb wants to put him.
Oh.
A scenic tour of the IWC ring. Argos fights free.
Oh.
Up with the Enziguri. Oh, God! A debilitating clothesline.
I'm not sure, but I think he may have knocked the dye out of Argos' hair. Good Lord.
Man, an arm that big with that much of a head start on you, coming in that fast, that is a game changer and a half.
I like to think that's the last thing some people have seen before the pearly gates. I mean, it is amazing that Argos is getting to his feet.
Well, Argos, in his mind, has no choice. It's fight or flight here as Cobb with the elbow. Argos is dazed. Argos is down.
Argos is smartly, it looked like he was trying to get out of the ring.
Yeah, at least create some distance.
Oh, no. We've seen Jeff Cobb do this before.
We have. Now notice Cobb has negative leverage here. Argos is beneath him, but still Cobb elevates Argos like it's nothing.
Down, pumps him up, and dumps him down.
That's about 200 pounds that Jeff Cobb just lifted like a bag of groceries. And into the cover. This will do it, no near fall. Standing Moonsault connects.
Oh.
And no near fall. JaXon Argos, faced with the fear of the potential reality of another loss, is doing whatever he can to renew his life.
Oh.
Argos
stops himself.
Oh, cut up high. Down across the jaw. Nicely done. There's a cover. JaXon Argos near fall. Could that have been some Argos gamesmanship? Almost a modified code breaker to Jeff Cobb.
I was going to say that looked shades of Chris Jericho right there. Yep. One of his brothers from Canada.
Referee Joe Mandek McCoy on top of things.
I'm sorry, what was the middle name?
Mandek McCoy. He's got two last names. It's a long story.
Oh, gosh.
But JaXon Argos to a vertical base. And charging with a splash. Cobb is not off his feet. Second time advertised. Cobb was waiting.
I was going to say, I don't know how effective it's going to be, a man of Argos' size splashing into a man of Cobb's size, but.
Well, I agree with you, but if you get enough momentum, that could potentially compensate for the smaller frame. But
up.
Big F once again. And that twisting suplex, all the torque on Argos' upper body. A near fall. Wait a minute. Argos.
A Koji clutch.
Koji clutch cinched in. Shades of former IWC competitor Christopher Daniels. And certainly perfected in Japan, Koji Kanemoto. And Argos looking for the submission, but can he keep the thick frame of Cobb on the canvas?
He's keeping hold of the clutch, and I don't know that that's the move right now. Oh. He's back down.
Was Cobb tried to elevate Argos and put more pressure on the hold, and Cobb is fading. If Cobb passes out, this match is over. Argos wins.
He has the bottom rope.
And Jay, that was the closest Argos has come yet to figuring out the puzzle of Jeff Cobb.
And I will state, I am impressed. You rarely see someone get Jeff Cobb into this state.
And you notice the pain etched on the face of Jeff Cobb as he's struggling just to gain his breath, to gain his bearings once again. Argos has got to be thinking, what's next? Is he signaling? Is he measuring for the brainstorm?
He might have been.
Cobb had it scouted. Cobb does not come in unprepared. Wait a minute.
Toward the island. No!
Argos countered. Argos with a crucifix bomb. Shoulders down. No!
Oh! And that was 2 7/8.
From the brink of defeat, Argos nearly pulls out a huge victory. Brainstorm again. No. Argos, nearly landed on his feet, but he avoided the impact of the suplex. That's what matters.
Big kick.
Cobb dazed. Super brainstorm countered. Cobb once again. Manhandling. Argos tore the islands.
Tore the islands. Count to 1,000.
Here is your winner, Jeff Cobb!
A huge win for Cobb, who has been on a roll as a highly touted free agent and the talk of the wrestling world. And it seems like whenever you see those big free agent names pop up, usually IWC's a stop on the way. Jeff Cobb no different. Could this bolster Cobb's chances at maybe Super Indy Gold? And what does this mean going forward for JaXon Argos?
I mean, if I'm the committee on that, I would hope they paid attention to that win. It certainly matters, and I think Jeff Cobb would be a great addition to the scramble of talent in any Super Indy tournament.
Neither man has left the ring. And Argos was resourceful, he was cunning, he was ambitious, and he was damn near successful 3 or 4 different times. A half a second was the difference, more than once.
And you heard Jeff Cobb say respect and offer the hand.
I mean, say what you want about Argos as a person, and I know we have, but you got to appreciate the hell out of that effort. Argos, in his mind, whether accurate or not, had it all on the line here tonight. Well, I don't think Argos hasn't come any closer to another IWC title match, but he certainly is on brand with his reaction to Jeff Cobb. Argos is always, has always, and probably always will be for JaXon Argos and no one else.
I was going to say, he's not here to make friends. That respect isn't going to win him a match, so why would he take it?
Ladies and gentlemen, so much more here to come. Andrew Pallas and Bill Collier in their grudge match. Women's action and our main event, Jack Pollock and Brian Pillman Jr.